Yo, what's up, NHL fans out there around the world? How's it going, folks? We got some cool news. It's good to be back. The one and only Mark Anthony Spencer for this day of December 4th, 2015. I know all y'all are getting ready for Christmas. Black Friday's happened. It's gone. The NHL's going to 3-on-3 in the All-Star game this year. That's pretty crazy. I like 5-on-5. But, the NHL's trying some new things. 3-on-3 overtime has been pretty cool. There's no doubt. But I still like 5-on-5. Let's just get rid of the shootout. Stick with the 3-on-3 for 10 minutes. And let the fans go home. Bring back ties. I think that would be the best thing the NHL could ever do. Wouldn't that be cool, dudes? And do that out there? No. But they're not going to do that. And we know that. Gary Bettman, Bill Daly, and the rest of the old school alumni, the brain trust of the National Hockey League, they can't see too far ahead of them. The one thing they should do is get rid of the salary cap. It's just been no trades of late in the National Hockey League. It's just been dead. There is some rumors going as we speak. According to Mark Spector of the Edmonton Post, well, basically Sportsnet, that there's talk that the Edmonton Oilers are looking to be making a deal real soon here for a number one defenseman. There's been talk that Jordan Eberle that might get traded, but we'll have to see what happens there. I think when you talk about Jordan Eberle, you're talking about a guy that has the ability to score goals. He's had 20-plus goals, 3 out of his last 6 seasons. He's been in the National Hockey League, but he's had lots of injury problems. So when it comes down to it, you need to have someone there that can actually put the puck in the net. So if they can get a defenseman for a Jordan Eberle, I just go do it. There's even talk they might even trade Justin Schultz. Justin Schultz has been kind of a disappointment. The former college star hasn't really adapted to the National Hockey League. He's not great defensively. He's great offensively, but some nights he just doesn't show up. He's a great young kid, but Schultz, the BC product, playing. I think he used to play for Boston College. He hasn't really adapted to the National Hockey League, the speed of it. College hockey is great, but it's not as fast as National Hockey. It's just too fast. They should bring back some clutch and grab, maybe the red line. I think they really want to speed up the game. That's why you're seeing so many concussions. You're seeing hits to the head. That's continuing. It might even speed up even more because the game's too fast. When you had clutch and grab, at least you had some safety. You wouldn't see as many hits to the head. You see players, ease up a bit. The game would slow down a bit, and some players are out of the league now because they didn't have the foot speed to keep up in the National Hockey League. Some defensemen, some tough guys, are still not in the NHL, and they protect your star players. So Sidney Crosby, your Connor McDavid. These guys, they're these are the future of your sport. Ovechkin. It's if you want to take these guys out, you take them out, and that's what's happening. They don't give a care. They can spend for 5 games, 10 games, 20 games. Let's look at what's his name, Torres. Spend for pretty much the whole season. They don't care. You know what I mean? They don't care, man. They play in this league. They're gonna make a hit. So if you can slow the game down a little bit, it might be able to save some players' careers. You think of Chris Pronger, Mark Savard, Paul Correa, Eric Lindros. All these others have had major concussions in the National Hockey League. One from a puck, one from a hit to the head. Head down. You got to keep your head up. You're going to get hurt in the National Hockey League if you have your head down. You just got to be careful. I think players need to, with their elbows, just try not to elbow people in the head. Just give them a body check, and that's it. You don't need to decapitate a player when they're coming down the wing. There's no need for that. Absolutely no need. So here's some news on maybe a potential trade in the near future. There is talk that the Edmonton Oilers, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the New York Islanders are going to do a 3-team trade that would send Hominic to the Carolina Hurricanes, and then Edmonton would send Eberle to the Islanders, and then Carolina would get another player from the Islanders, and Hominic would go to Edmonton because he's from that area. Hominic is a physical defenseman, big, powerful. That's the type of defenseman they need to build their young defense around, who's physical, that can help out their goalie. I mean, Talbot hasn't done that great this year. He's really struggled. I mean, in New York, you're real good because you have a good defensive team. They have, the forwards play defense, the defense play defense, and the coach is a believer in good defense and in great offense. And you have Henrik Lundqvist. That kind of helps too. But Talbot did play good, but he hasn't played amazing this year. He's really struggled. It's going to take some time for Talbot. This young Edmonton team, they have some hope. When you look at Draisaitl, he's really showed the fans in Edmonton that, they have some future there. You have a second-line center who can play defensively, and he can score the odd goal when he need it. He's the next Antti Kopitar. The way he plays out there, I remember watching the draft, and one of the insiders like Bob McKenzie and Darren Drager were talking about Draisaitl, how he reminds them of Antti Kopitar. And man, he reminds you of a lot of them, man. The skating, the passing, the physical play. I mean, he's just awesome. And you think of Antti Kopitar, he might be a free agent next summer. I hope he is. I think the LA Kings won't be able to re-sign him. I think they don't have enough to re-sign him with. I think he's going to want at least $11 or $12 million a season, probably 11. And he's going to probably want maybe 6 years. So I think he'll be a free agent. I don't be surprised if he ends up with the Leafs. If they don't get Steven Stamkos Toronto, they'll try to get Antti Kopitar because they got money. Ottawa has money. Vancouver Canucks might have some money. Edmonton Oilers will definitely have money. If they could get Antti Kopitar, I think they'll do whatever it takes. Steven Stamkos. Calgary Flames have money. You look into the States, you look at the Nashville Predators will have a ton of money if they trade off one of their young defensemen. Maybe Shea Weber, if they get rid of his contract, maybe they'll have more money. Florida will have some money. Tampa Bay Lightning will have money if they don't re-sign Steven Stamkos. They'll have to go out and grab a player in free agency like a Dustin Byfuglien. And there's been talk that Dustin Byfuglien might get moved. The talk is Philadelphia. There's been some talk, even the Boston Bruins might take a run at getting Byfuglien. The rumored name is going the other way would probably be a Louis Eriksson or one of their young prospects in Boston. That's the latest rumor. We're going with the Boston Bruins. But, hey, you never know. This game we see lots of trades happen, snap of a finger. I've been wanting to see a trade happen, but we've seen some signings. We've seen some waiver claims. We've seen Bernier go to the minors. I'm hearing that Bernier might get traded, and he might stay. They might trade Reimer, one of the two. But I think Bernier will be the one that gets traded. And don't be surprised if he ends up with a team called the Calgary Flames or the Anaheim Ducks. The Ducks need a goalie. I don't believe in Frederik Andersen. I think if he goes there, he'll back up Andersen and eventually be the number one. Because if he's on a good team, and the Ducks are a good team, he'll start to play better, and he'll have more confidence, and he'll have a chance to win a Stanley Cup. I mean, every player in the National Hockey League want to win a Stanley Cup. He did win one with the LA Kings and Jonathan Bernier. So if Bernier can somehow end up in Anaheim, maybe at the trade deadline, it's a leap year next year, right? The 29th. That's when the trade deadline is. I could really see them pulling off a blockbuster deal with the Ducks. The Leafs, probably the Ducks will end up with Dion Phaneuf. The Leafs will end up with like Cam Fowler, Dion Phaneuf, Jonathan Bernier will probably go to the Ducks. Cam Fowler, a number one pick in this year's draft, and maybe a 7th round pick in next year's draft probably go to the Leafs. So that's the type of deal I could see happening at the trade deadline with the Leafs and the Ducks if Bernier is available. There's some other guys like Joffrey Lupul could be available. I'm hearing Tyler Bozak could be on his way out. We'll see. They're playing good right now. I can't see them trading these players right now. As we get closer to the trade deadline in January, you're going to start hearing more rumors. As we get closer to the All-Star break, you're going to start to hear more rumors, and some players are probably going to get moved at the deadline, even before the deadline. So the Christmas freeze on trades it's going to happen real soon here. So some teams already have a self-imposed trade deadline. So, Carolina, I think, are going to make a move. The Rangers might make a move. I know Philadelphia's trying to make a move, but they don't really want to eat up any contracts right now, but they should. The Shem brothers are both available. Last time I've heard, we'll see what happens. Tampa Bay, With Stamkos, there's talk they might even trade Stamkos, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he'll play out the season with the Tampa Bay, and if they don't re-sign the deadline, I think he's going to be a free agent. I think he will be a free agent. Buffalo will be a free agent, and I think Ansi Kopitar. So you have 3 big free agents this coming off season. Andrew Ladd, I think, will be a free agent. So watch out for Vancouver. They might take a run at Ladd. There's been talk of Rabada might be available via trade. Maybe one of their young prospects, maybe Hunter Sekurik might be available. We'll see what happens. There's always a trade to be made. In this league, you just never know. There's been some pretty cool teams that have been playing some good hockey of late. One team that's really caught my eye is the New Jersey Devils. I mean, they've been playing amazing hockey. The Boston Bruins are playing good. They're coming to Vancouver to play Vancouver. That rivalry between the Boston Bruins and the Vancouver Canucks Stanley Cup 5 years ago. A little carnage, a little bit of fun. But at the end of the day, these two teams don't like each other. There's still a love and hate between the two teams, the fans. But it's what makes these rivalries so special. And that's why we, the fans, love these games. It's always cool, right? At the end of the day, it's the game within the game, and it's always special. And the way I look at it, we love this game, and these teams have played good. The Ducks have struggled, of course. The Kings have struggled. The San Jose Sharks have struggled. I mean, every team in the league has struggled. Chicago Blackhawks continue to win. Calgary Flames have struggled this year, but these teams will start to turn it around. It just takes time. Teams are still trying to figure it out. They played, 20 plus games so far. So, we're going to probably see some trades probably happen the next couple weeks here. Maybe next year you'll probably see a lot more as we get closer to the trade deadline because of the salary cap. And you might see more waiver moves. I think that's one thing you're going to get used to. Tryouts, waiver moves, signings like Martin Havlat when he signed with St. Louis. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Washington or Pittsburgh Penguins signed Havlat in the coming weeks. There's some more tryouts that are going to probably be offered. Maybe Sergei Gonchar. I mean, that guy should be in the NHL, but I think he's playing in the KHL this year. So there's a few of them out in the KHL who could really help an NHL team right now if they're still doing tryouts and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens, folks. Thanks for watching NHL Trade Rumors. This is the one, the only Mark Spencer. Have yourself a good weekend, folks. Christmas is just around the corner. December is finally here, and I'm talking some hockey. The National Hockey League is still great, folks. Still love it. Winter Classics are coming up in January. They should be cool. Stadium games, I guess, whatever. It's same thing every single year. Take care, folks. Peace.